I know a good one I could talk about that comes up. You know, sometimes some people talk about it. Some people are kind of haters and whatnot. I try to keep it shorter. This doesn't need to be a long, blown out topic or anything. Dude, okay. What I'm going to talk about here, damn, they just ripped into that mall, is my view on civilians. And the only reason I'm going to talk about that is because it comes up, you know, every so often. It's usually internet warriors, something like that, somebody that'll bring it up, and not really anybody else. But you know, you get into it with somebody and they're like, oh, well, what do you do for a living? I do this and I make all this money and all this shit. And then I'm like, oh, I'm military. And they're like, oh, so you're one of those assholes who thinks you're all cool just because you're in the military. And like, I've even had girls bring it up in arguments before, like, you think you're cool shit because you're in the military? It's like, yeah, not really, no. I've the only thing that I can say, like, the military's given me that other people don't have is, like, I've been on a submarine, you know, and I've handled that equipment before, and there's not a whole lot of people in the world who are going to be able to say that, and that's about the only advantage it's given me. Other than that, I totally think civilians are above us in all aspects. We are public servants, you know. It's our job to work for you guys, technically. I mean, not in the like you owe me kind of sense, but like we decided to do that, you know. So we're not above anybody in my book. Like the whole civilian versus military thing. This isn't fucking Starship Troopers. I don't get to be a citizen just because I wouldn't join the military. If you haven't seen Starship Troopers, you should see that funny-ass campy movie. It's on Netflix, by the way. You wanna check that out? Yeah. But yeah, you know, civilians are no better or no worse than anybody else in the military or any branch or anything like that, you know. I don't think any of us deserve any more respect than anybody else. The world is not, you know, fucking sunshines and rainbows for almost anybody. I mean, there's people, you know, that don't have a fucking care in the world, but, you know, fuck it. That's the whole part of life not being fair and all that shit. You know, we all got to deal with shit, and it's just different shit we got to deal with. I got to deal with an asshole LPO now and then. You got to deal with some prick boss who makes you do all his work. It's basically the same thing. It's just you can quit and I can't, you know. That kind of difference, which isn't much of a difference. Is that a cop or a guy driving a fucking... Hey, people who drive those. Yeah, you know, it's not special, and the whole... It does turn into a pissing contest a lot, too, with, like, whose day is worse. It's something I've noticed. I forgot where I read it online, but somebody pointed it out. Like, you ever notice when somebody says they're having a bad day or something went wrong for them? Holy shit, there's a lot of wind right here, so we'll see how well this mic stands up to the wind. But, you know, somebody will mention that they're having a bad day, and then suddenly it becomes a pissing contest about whose life is worse. And you rarely ever get the person who's like, yeah, man, you know, sometimes life sucks, and you just agree that life sucks and move on. You don't actually try to compete to see who has it worse, you know? We all go through some shit sometimes, and we all got to deal with it. That's just how that goes. And that really is, you know, my whole opinion on the whole civilian and military thing, is everybody's life sucks in some way, and everybody has to deal with it in their own way. Right? What do you guys think? I know nobody's going to say they think that military is better than civilians, but I just want to see, what do you guys think on that whole argument? Have you ever been involved in that argument? And whatnot. I could also tie that, like, instantly into another topic, actually a really short topic, and that is, like, people thanking us for our service when we're out in public and, like, in our uniform, or sometimes people just know. It's actually creepy. Like, I've been out not in my uniform before, and somebody thanked me for my service, and I was like, what the fuck? Just because, you know, I don't dress like all the student shit, and I don't stand at attention when I'm just chilling. It was kind of weird. It's how some people know. And the only reason I bring that up is because, honestly, a lot of service people aren't really prepared for that. So when you hit them with it, a lot of us will act, it'll seem like we're acting pretentious, and really we just don't know how to respond. You know? It's like, yeah, you're welcome, you know? And you don't really want to say you're welcome because it makes you sound like an ass. But yeah, I just want to touch on that for people too. If somebody's ever acted pretentious or at least seemed that way when you've said that to them, it's probably because they weren't expecting it. Because none of us usually expect it. Like, is that chick, are you FaceTiming while driving? Hold up, I gotta catch up on that.